Hello, Rob Lambert here with AssetProtectionTraining.com. Today I'm talking about jurisdiction and trustee selection. This is an overview video. This is the first video. I'll soon be adding videos for all the important jurisdictions and actually introducing you to trustees. But for now, just take this overview and here's how I'm going to tackle it. I'm going to talk about the attributes of a great jurisdiction, the attributes of a great trustee, the bottom line, and talk about some of the freebies you may be able to get. Okay, let's get going. What are the attributes of a great jurisdiction? Well, they're not always what you think. Everybody always talks about the Cook Islands with their wonderful asset protection trust laws. They also talk about Belize with their short statute of limitations and its absolute specific enumeration that the trust can't be attacked in a divorce proceedings. There's great asset protection laws and great asset protection jurisdictions out there, and everybody, the first question everybody asks is, where should I go? Well, I'm really different. I don't think you should do asset protection if you're already underwater and in trouble. I think you should do asset protection when the financial seas are calm. So, or at least you've still, even though you've been attacked, you have sufficient assets to meet your reasonably anticipated debts. So I'm not hiding behind the laws of some jurisdiction. I'm looking for not the best sets of laws. I'm looking for the cleanest, easiest places to do business with. I'm looking for places that understand what asset protection trusts are. I'm looking for jurisdictions that are easy to communicate with, that are roughly in my time zone if possible. I like jurisdictions where it's smooth and easy, and almost every place is fine. Now that's really against the common wisdom. They always say pick the toughest place. Well, that would clearly be Belize or the Cooks right now. The problems are that particularly with the Cooks, the country has been tainted. There's only a very small number of trust companies there. They're all interrelated, and several of the trust companies have made a career out of taking bad clients. So if you go to the Cooks, you immediately look dirty in my mind. I don't usually start there. I sometimes start in Belize, particularly if a client's expecting problems down the road. But I make my choice on picking the cleanest and easiest jurisdictions. Places like St. Lucia that doesn't have a history of drug trafficking or hiding drug money, and places that are just, they don't have bad reps. So that's the first step. You want a jurisdiction that is easy to do business with, and in my mind, clean. And remember, no country in the world automatically enforces U.S. judgments. So literally, any jurisdiction is fine. And you also heard in earlier videos that in almost every case, if real problems arise, you're going to move your trust from one jurisdiction to another. The act of moving it creates immense hurdles. It takes you at least an hour to do it, and it causes your opponents endless, sometimes 6 months to a year, of delay and endless costs, endless expenses, endless troubles. It's a way to make it take $2 to collect 2 cents. So pick a clean jurisdiction that's easy to do business with, knowing you can always go to Belize or the Cooks or one of the real toughies anytime you want. Attributes of a great trustee. Well, now this is also going to freak you out. I don't think Coots and Company or the giants out there are necessarily great trustees. I think they will charge you to death. They will insist upon managing your money. They will not give you intense and immense personal attention, although most trustees don't expect to have to do that. A great trustee is somebody who really understands that asset protection is a process. It's game theory. It's using his country to make your creditors think twice about coming after you. Every dollar they spend, they wonder, am I going to get this back, or am I going to get a penny back? That's the key to real asset protection, and you need a trustee who works with that. You need a trustee who knows that he or she or it is likely to be fired. A great trustee will usually be a trust company run by a significant law firm. Well, in many countries, the trust companies that I prefer have already made sure that almost every lawyer in those countries has a conflict of interest. That means to attack, that means to attack the trust company, you are going to have to look far and wide to find a lawyer that doesn't have a conflict of interest. Again, increasing the costs dramatically to your opponent. Your trustee should be willing to help you, be willing to speak with you. Your trustee should know how asset protection works. Look for a trustee that is well respected, run by a major law firm. Look for a trustee that has support, has a staff, a professional manager. Look for a trustee who doesn't insist upon managing your money. That's pretty hard to find. Look for a trustee that's not going to break the bank. I don't believe you should have to pay much more than $1,500 a year to get a good trustee. And I think you will find that that's common if you negotiate. If you don't negotiate, they're going to quote you fees of $2,500, $3,500. Check some references. You will find that many trust companies are difficult to deal with. It's constant that I'm hired to help people get money released from trust companies. Work with a trust company that really has a reputation for honesty and integrity. Almost in every case, you can check references, and you can also see if there's any complaints, usually by contacting the financial services department of the government. They're happy to speak with you. Or ask the trustee to give you references. The bottom line is you don't want to spend too much money. You're not depending on the trustee, if you do it my way, to manage your money. All you're really doing is renting their country. And $1,500 is a fair deal for that. Finally, watch for freebies. Trustees are willing to help you. They will give away valuable documents to get you started. They sometimes will even prepare or help you prepare your trust agreements. I will not allow any trustees to make presentations on this site unless they're willing to give my members a free trust agreement. So you actually could say Asset Protection Training is the home of the free Asset Protection Trust. Why? Because anybody you meet here is going to give you one for free, or they're not going to be here. And believe me, that's not going to stop anybody. I hope that this helps. Thank you very much.